From the air, water extends for kilometers. The weather phenomenon El Niño is being blamed for the unusually heavy rain and flooding. This is Anhui Province, one of more than 20 provinces affected by the floods. Water levels started rising 5 days ago, after days of continuous rain. Some people were evacuated in time, but others say local officials didn't have a plan in place. Huge tracts of farmland lie submerged. Crops are destroyed.
Typhoon Nepartak is approaching Taiwan at high speed. The island is currently on emergency alert. Dozens of flights have been canceled, schools and offices closed. The Taiwan Central Weather Bureau says the super typhoon is the strongest hurricane to hit Taiwan since 1958, and it's moving northward at a speed of 58 meters per second. It is currently advancing toward the eastern county of Hualien, where it is expected to make landfall early Friday. The typhoon will make its way to eastern China by Saturday and land near the southern part of Korea and Jeju Island on Sunday, bringing another round of heavy rains over the weekend.
Blas, I think that's how it's pronounced, became the first Category 3 hurricane for the East Pacific this season. Blas is moving away from Mexico and will remain well away from any landmass. Is this unprecedented? The jet stream crossed the equator this week. Paul Beckwith from the University of Ottawa claims we no longer have a predictable weather system. It has been replaced by a chaotic system. As the planet warms up, we are witnessing a complete redistribution of jet streams and ocean currents. Paul claims in his new video that maybe for the first time ever, the northern jet stream has crossed over the equator and has joined with the southern jet stream. Seismicity at the Pavlov volcano in Alaska have experts worried this week. 130 million tons of a 4,000-foot high mountainside collapsed in Glacier Bay National Park, Alaska, it was reported this week. Someone also sent me an email claiming dead whales had been found in the area. I don't know if the two stories are related. Evacuations are in place as Mount Sinabung in Indonesia covers the North Sumatran capital on Sunday evening with ash. 2,600 homes have been evacuated.
The death toll in the Uttarakhand floods has now risen to 34, Pithoragarh being the worst affected, where 25 people unfortunately lost their lives. The hill state is grappling with floods after a major cloudburst yesterday.
A further 40 people have been injured, while dozens more remain missing. And local authorities said the province's Sitro district was the worst hit area, where 31 people were killed. Among them were 8 security personnel who died when floodwaters swept away their checkpost. 4 others were seriously injured.
North Korea opened the floodgates of one of its main dams without warning following the heavy rainfall over the past couple of days. South Korea hasn't reported any damage yet, but there could be dangerous consequences if water levels get too high. Our Kwon So-ah has the latest.
North Korea began to release water from its Hwanggang Dam at around 6 a.m. Wednesday without notifying South Korea ahead of time.
Landslides this week, triggered by heavy rains, kill 11 people in western Nepal. An average year so far for major quakes. We are halfway through the year and we have had 72 major quakes so far. In 2015 we had 74 at this stage, and in 2014 we had 84. Major quakes this weekend. It could be as a very large coronal hole has opened on the sun and is facing the earth. It's not very scientific, I know, but there you are. The humidity feel-like temperature of 45 degrees Celsius, 113 degrees Fahrenheit, turns deadly in Japan as nearly 1,000 people are treated in hospital. High levels of a deadly brain-eating amoeba are found in North Carolina after American waters are inundated with sickening algae blooms.
So this year in Monterey Bay, we started with pretty normal spring conditions, and in about May of the year, we started to see a bloom of this diatom, Pseudonychia, and that happens pretty much every year. It's a normal part of the community, but this diatom, under the right conditions, produces a toxin called domoic acid. And so it started to come up in about May, and it just bloomed into this massive, massive event. It's probably the largest event we've seen in 15 years in terms of the spatial extent of where this organism is and the levels of toxin. And then talking to some colleagues, what we've discovered is that this one bloom is actually extended from Santa Barbara to the south of us all the way up into Alaska. And so it truly is an unprecedented event.
Southern California Gas report another methane leak at Porter Ranch this week. The well spewed huge amounts of methane into the sky last October until February. Radioactive sludge suspected to have given workers and residents cancer is to be removed from Englewood Water Treatment Facility in the US. A warning has been issued to people in New Mexico after a 20-year-old woman dies from the deadly hantavirus pulmonary syndrome disease.